Okay, so now we're finishing our OB patients, our multiple patient, blah, blah, boo, boo, blue. We have so far, let's wrap it up. We had a 15-year-old crying at 9 to 10 weeks, complaints of abdominal cramps and spotting. You guys called it right. You said she has an ectopic, which is what we always assume until we prove that's not true, but it was true. You guys took good care of her. You started an IV. You did all 5 vital signs as your first nursing action, like you should on every pregnant patient. You got her an ultrasound. She did not have a DNC. She had a laparotomy because you can't dilate a cervix and curettage a uterus if the baby is in the fallopian tubes. So she did have a laparotomy. You guys made sure before she went home that she was not Rh negative or in need of Rhogam. Now there are some questions about Rhogam, so we're going to spend some time on Rhogam. Take good notes because it's very confusing. First of all, Rhogam is a blood product. Jehovah's Witness cannot take it. Second of all, it's only an issue with Rh negative moms. It is not an issue if your blood type is positive. If you're AB positive, O positive, B positive, A positive, it's not your issue. It is only an issue with Rh negative moms. It is also not an issue if every baby she has matches her blood type and is also Rh negative. It's never an issue. What becomes an issue, and I am the walking billboard for that type of setup because my mom was Rh negative. What becomes an issue is when she's negative, my mom, Rh negative, and she is pregnant unknowingly with an Rh positive child. What happens during that pregnancy is absolutely nothing. And that's important for you to remember. The first baby is never at risk. This mother's first child is never at risk. Now, Rhogam came out the year I was born, so I was in trouble. So let's play the tape back. 61 years ago, my brother was born, totally healthy, Rh positive, full-term baby. My mom was Rh negative. There's no Rhogam, so there we go. What should have happened if there was Rhogam is she should have got a shot. Not for this baby, but to protect her against other babies. She did not get a shot of Rhogam because there was no such thing as Rhogam at that time. So now she's pregnant literally 9 months later with me. When she's pregnant with me, because she's already been exposed to my brother, when John, my brother, was delivered, the blood's mixed. You know that. During delivery, it's bloody. It's a bloody mess. The placenta is bloody. Everything is bleeding, right? Everything. So we know that my brother and my mother's blood's mixed. And what her blood did in response to my brother's blood being the opposite is she developed antibodies. Those antibodies in her blood are trained for the next time they see an Rh positive baby to beat it up, to reject it, to fight it, okay? That's what antibodies do. They beat up the so-called disease. And it's seeing me, a baby of opposite blood type, as a disease or foreign object, okay? It's the same thing as if you had someone who got a new kidney, if their body rejected the kidney. But it's different because it's a blood type. So my mother's blood type, O negative, because she has to be negative for this to be an issue. My mom's blood type is O negative. My blood type is O positive. As soon as I got in her belly, it started. The battle started. So because every month is getting worse, and her blood is beating up my blood. I'm super anemic inside of her. If you were to draw my blood as I'm still inside her uterus, you could probably see straight through the blood. That's how anemic I am. I only know that because I became one of 3 nurses in the world to do patients with the same problem. So when I was inside my mom, every month I'm getting sicker than the last month. They said if we want her to live at all, we're going to have to take her early. So they took me from my mom really early, 20 some odd weeks. Back in those days, you didn't live very long, right? You're 20 some weeks, right? Like 26, 27. So what they did was they told my parents, okay, we're going to put her in Rainbow Babies and Children basement. That's where babies who don't have the best chance of living go. If she makes it, she makes it. But the only thing we can really do for her is give her, please make sure you know this term, exchange transfusions. So essentially you're taking out my blood and giving me new blood, basically trying to get rid of all this horrible blood that I have in my body with my mother's blood beating it up. So you're trying to get rid of all the antibodies in my body from my mom, and you're trying to give me blood without antibodies to strengthen my ability to live, and here I am torturing you guys as a result. Now, that's very important because I got a call, and this is why you have to take advantage of every opportunity you get as a nurse. I had been a labor and delivery RN for 5 years. I got a call from a big shot nurse that used to work with me over at University Hospitals. She was now the manager over at Metro, and she wanted to know if I was possibly interested in learning how to help the only doctor in the world give these babies like I was blood transfusions while they're still in the uterus. Because with me, I had to wait till I came out. But now we got so fancy with it, we just give your baby the blood transfusion while they're still inside of you. So if I wanted to learn how to do that, the training was going to be a good year. I would have to learn ultrasound and everything else. And that's my class that I learned it in. That's a patient who is Rh negative. This is another family with an Rh negative baby. That is my partner, the other RN that I was going to do it with. We became one of 2 RNs in the world. So it was very extensive training. I don't regret a minute of it. It was the most exciting thing I ever did. And to have God turn it around where I almost died from the same condition, and now I can help every single one of those babies prevent that baby's death, was like really like karma. So here's why you care. All of those ladies, for one reason or another, were just like this lady. In fact, one of my patients was just like this lady. The nurse let her out, discharged her, find out later that she was Rh negative, and now it's too late to give her Rhogam because you have to do it within 72 hours. And she's gone. She's at home now. Weeks, they didn't figure it out. Okay, so every child that this woman would have would be at risk if it was Rh positive.
Wait, what happened?
One of my patients was just like her, miscarried, and didn't get Rhogam. And so every child that she had that was Rh positive was just like me, at risk for dying.
And you gotta catch.
Yeah, remember how you guys ordered a type and cross?
Okay.
You were supposed to check her type before she left to see if she needed Rhogam.
Okay. That's one.
That's why they got in trouble.
But it's not just for it's after abortion too.
We're going to talk about what it is because it's 3 reasons. So that brings me to my next point about when do you get the Rhogam. There are 3 times when a mother has to get Rhogam. The first time is when she delivers, and let me say it in a way that's going to make a little bit of sense on the test. I'm just going to give you the 3 reasons. So number 1 is the Rh negative mother delivers an Rh positive baby, she gets Rhogam within 72 hours. So if the Rh negative mother delivers an Rh positive baby, she needs Rhogam within 72 hours postpartum. That's one. Now let's do the 2 and apply it here. If the Rh negative mother miscarries or has an ectopic, if the Rh negative mother miscarries, has an ectopic, has an abortion, she will automatically get Rhogam within 72 hours because nobody knows what her baby's blood type would have been. So I'm going to say that again. If the Rh negative mother miscarries, has an ectopic or an abortion, she will automatically get Rhogam within 72 hours because we don't know what that baby's blood type would have been. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, anytime the Rh negative mother, mother's blood type could have mixed with a baby's blood, or I should have said fetus's blood. Anytime the Rh negative mom's blood could have mixed with the fetus's blood, either because of trauma, like a motor vehicle accident or fall, or because of amniocentesis or some other invasive procedure or surgery, she will need Rhogam within 72 hours. She will need Rhogam within 72 hours. So you essentially have 3 situations: delivery of a baby, miscarriage, termination, or abortion, ectopic, and then you have the issue of trauma, invasive procedures, or surgery. Those are your 3 scenarios where the mother would get Rhogam within 72 hours. Now, every now and then you get lucky, you get this Rh negative mom, and she delivers the baby, and we do the baby's blood test through the cord blood, and we find out it matches her blood type. She just got lucky. No Rhogam for her. Every now and then she gets lucky. Is anybody in here Rh negative by chance? Nobody? Or don't know it? You don't know what your blood type is?
Can I get a watermelon?
Sure. Okay, any questions about that Rhogam, y'all? Y'all good now? Everybody clear? Okay. So she's in her handout, and I'm going to add this because you know how to do it. I'm going to make you do it and pay you. This is the part of the Rhogam that is given in pregnancy. So I just gave you all the different reasons you get Rhogam. This one, that was for postpartum, post-surgery, post-whatever. Another reason to get Rhogam, and this is 100% of women, so write this down. This is prenatal Rhogam, totally different from the Rhogam I just gave you. Same medicine, different timing. This is prenatal Rhogam. So here we go. Every Rh negative mom during pregnancy gets Rhogam at 28 weeks. because it's preparing her for that third trimester when anything can happen, including bloods mixing. So every Rh negative mom gets prenatal Rhogam at 28 weeks. And sometimes it could be 27, it could be 29. The point is getting it at the beginning of the third trimester to protect her, because at that point, anything can happen. Car accident with a bump, anything. So that's why we do it at 28 weeks. Now, you asked the question of, should they get it if they had, like this lady, maybe, let's just pretend like one of our patients, this one at 26 weeks had the whole fall. If she had bleeding, baby's blood in her blood, we would have had to give her Rhogam if she was Rh negative. And then your question is, should she get it again at 28 weeks? It's totally up to the discretion of the doctor.
So then for Rhogam before the 28 weeks, it's not gonna harm.
We never give Rhogam before 28 weeks unless those scenarios I gave you earlier apply. Yeah, so we never really give it. It's like if you are on your first baby, you guys, if you're on your first kid, you would never even know what Rhogam is until 28 weeks. Okay, but again, it's a blood product, because I remember my Jehovah's Witness patient was like, nah, we decided I'm not taking that, and this will be the only baby we have if the blood type is opposite mine. She was blessed her son was with her blood type, so she could have another baby. Yeah, she was just like, adult about it. So, okay, so